Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
You know, I was thinking about that title, The Mind Behind the Mishap.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty catchy, isn't it?
It really is.
Geniuses who change the world by accident.
I mean, who doesn't love a good accident?
Especially when it leads to, world-changing inventions.
Right, exactly like penicillin.
Oh man, imagine a world without it.
I mean, can you imagine going to the doctor for a simple infection? And
there's nothing they can do.
yeah, pretty scary thought.
So this guy, Alexander Fleming, he comes back from vacation. It was 1928.
Oh, wow. So way back.
Yeah. And he finds this petri dish in his lab. And it's totally contaminated.
Like what kind of contaminant?
You know, mold had gotten into his Staphylococcus bacteria culture.
It's like a failed experiment.
You'd think, right?
Yeah. Toss it out, start over.
But Fleming, he was like, wait a minute.
What did he see?
The bacteria surrounding the mold, it was gone.
Like vanished.
Poof, just disappeared.
That's wild. Huh.
So it turns out this mold was Penicillium notatum.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and it was producing this substance that was straight up killing the bacteria.
Penicillin.
Penicillin.
That's it.
I mean, talk about a game changer.
Right, it revolutionized medicine.
It really did.
And to think it all started with a messy lab.
A little bit of luck and a whole lot of curiosity.
That's the key right there.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of happy accidents,
Let's talk about Post-it notes.
I use those all the time.
I know, who doesn't?
Seriously. But did you know they came from a failed adhesive?
Seriously?
Yeah. This 3M chemist, Spencer Silver, his name was.
Okay.
He was trying to make a super strong adhesive, but he ended up creating one that wouldn't bond permanently.
So it was useless.
Well, they thought, so at first, for years, nobody could figure out what to do with it.
So what changed?
Well, enter Art Fry, another scientist at 3M.
Okay.
And he had this problem, his choir bookmarks, they kept falling out of his hymnal.
Oh, I can see that being annoying. Right, so Fry remembers Silver's weak adhesive and has this aha moment.
So that's where the idea for the Post-it note came from.
He realized he could use it to make a bookmark that would stick, but, not permanently.
That's brilliant.
It is, but even then 3M wasn't convinced.
Really? They didn't think it would sell?
Nope, they thought it was too niche.
Oh, how wrong they were.
Talk about a missed opportunity.
Yeah, so from sticky notes, let's move on to something a little more delicious.
Oh, we're talking potato chips?
You bet we are.
Okay, so this one, I love this story. It all starts with a chef, a really picky customer.
And plate of French fries.
Okay, so set the scene. We're in 1853 at this fancy resort in New York.
And our chef's name is George Crum.
And George is dealing with this customer who keeps sending back his fries.
Too thick, too soggy, just not right.
Driving poor George crazy.
So what does George do?
Well, he gets a little fed up.
Maybe a little vengeful, too.
Maybe just a tad. So he decides to teach this customer a lesson.
By making the thinnest, crispiest fries imaginable.
Oh, and he really piles on the salt.
It's like a culinary clapback.
Exactly. See if you can complain about these.
And guess what?
The customer loved them.
Oh, the irony.
It's a classic tale of accidental genius and the birth of a snack food icon.
And that's how the potato chip was born.
From a chef's frustration to a global snack phenomenon.
It's amazing what a little bit of spite can create.
Okay, so we've had medicine, office supplies, snacks.
What's next?
How about something that revolutionized how we cook?
Are we talking about the microwave?
We are.
Okay, so this one, it involves a bit of a mystery, right?
It does.
It's World War II, and this engineer, Percy Spencer, he's working with radar technology.
With magnetron specifically.
And one day he's standing near this active magnetron when he notices something weird.
What happened?
The chocolate bar in his pocket, it melted.
Just like that.
Yep, completely melted.
But why did he have a chocolate bar in his pocket?
That's the million-dollar question nobody really knows.
That is strange.
But the important thing is that Spencer, instead of, freaking out,
He got curious.
exactly, he wanted to know why the chocolate melted so fast.
So he starts experimenting.
First with popcorn kernels.
Then an egg.
And they both cooked super fast.
Leading to the realization that, hey,
these electromagnetic waves.
they could change how we cook.
And that's the story of how the microwave oven was born.
A melted chocolate bar and a curious mind.
It's a pretty sweet story, if you ask me.
Now, speaking of sweet, let's talk about the origins of Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola wasn't always the refreshing drink we know it as today, was it?
Nope, it actually started as a medicine.
Really?
It was the brainchild of John Pemberton, a pharmacist.
Okay.
And he wanted to create this tonic to cure headaches and fatigue.
So what was in it?
Well, it's a pretty interesting mix. Coca leaf extract.
Wait, coca leaf extract?
Yeah, the source of cocaine.
Wow. Times have definitely changed.
That they have. And he also added cola nut for a caffeine kick.
So imagine going to the pharmacy today and asking for a Coke.
Right. But here's where the story takes a turn.
An accidental turn.
An assistant accidentally mixed Pemberton syrup with carbonated water.
And that's how the iconic Coca-Cola flavor was born.
A simple mistake that transformed a medicinal tonic into a global beverage giant.
It's amazing how a little fizz can change the course of history.
Absolutely. Now, for our next accidental invention, let's take a walk in the woods.
Oh, are we talking about Velcro?
We are.
Okay, so tell me about this one.
So it's 1941, and this Swiss engineer, George de Mistral, he's out for a walk.
And he encounters those pesky burrs.
The ones that stick to everything.
Clothes, dog fur, you name it.
Right, and most of us would just brush them off and move on.
But not George de Mistral.
Nope, he was intrigued.
Yeah.
He took those burrs and looked at them under a microscope.
And what did he see?
A whole lot of tiny hooks, perfectly designed for latching on.
And that sparked an idea.
It did. He realized he could replicate this design and create a new kind of fastener. Velcro. And took the world by storm, from shoes and clothes to spacesuits and medical equipment.
It's amazing how a little annoyance can lead to such a versatile invention.
It really is. It's a reminder that inspiration can be found anywhere, even clinging to your pants leg.
I love that, clinging to your pants leg.
You know, sometimes the best ideas are right under our noses or stuck to our clothes.
It's so true.
All right, what else do we have?
Well, we've got a lot more stories of accidental genius to uncover, but I think we'll save those for next time.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned, folks, because the best is yet to come.